Hello friends, welcome back to Technique, and today we'll be doing a detailed camera comparison of two devices in the 30 to 40,000 price segment. We have the newly launched Vivo v29 Pro, which starts at around 39,999, and we also have the Honor 90. Now the Honor 90 was priced around 37,999 and there were a lot of card offers, and in the Amazon sale it came as low as 26,999 with the card and other offers. But technically speaking, both these devices are in the 30 to 40,000 price segment. And if you look at these two devices, one thing there is common, that's these are not the devices which are really powerful out there, because these have not the greatest of processors in the 30 to 40,000 price segment. But these two devices have one thing in common, and that is the camera performance. Both are really good in terms of camera performance. And in this price segment, say 30 to 40,000 rupees, if you're looking for a camera centric device, then these are the two devices which you should be considering, because they have really great cameras. But which of these is better? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So before getting into the video, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's first talk about the hardware. Now both the devices have triple camera setup. We have a 50 megapixel Sony sensor with f1.9 aperture on the Vivo v29 Pro. It is with OIS included. Then you have a 12 megapixel telephoto, 2x optical zoom, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now this is slightly different here. We have a triple camera setup, but it's a 200 megapixel Samsung sensor, f1.9 aperture. There is no optical image stabilization. That's something which is missing. Then you get a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which is capable of macros as well, and then you get a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and both the devices have a 50 megapixel selfie camera. So there are a lot of things common within these two devices, yet they do differ in a lot of other aspects. So let's go straight into the camera samples and see which performs better. So let's first have a look at the daylight captures taken with these two devices. So what you can see from the images taken is that there is pretty good amount of details. The colors are also rich and vivid. The brightness levels are also pretty good. But one thing what is pretty much clear is that the saturation levels on the Vivo v29 Pro, the sky colors are a lot boosted than the Honor 90. The Honor 90 has a much more pleasing and natural looking, even though the colors are slightly richer even on the Honor 90, but it does look much closer to the reality than the Vivo v29 Pro, where the sky colors and also the overall color quality is boosted. But one thing what is really good about the Vivo v29 Pro is the 50 megapixel camera produces sharper images than the 200 megapixel camera on the Honor 90. That's quite surprising, because the sharpness levels and details are definitely better on the Vivo v29 Pro when you zoom into the images. The Honor 90 has a bit of noise in the images when you zoom in. Now the overall quality looks quite good on both the devices, especially the greens and the blues. The sky colors are a lot boosted on the Vivo v29 Pro, while the Honor 90 has a bit more realistic colors. But if you're a person who wants exact natural colors, neither of them are really good, but Honor 90 is the one which is a bit more closer to the realistic images. The dynamic range is once again pretty good on both the phones. So those were the daylight captures taken with these two devices. Again, you can see here the saturation levels are higher on the Vivo v29 Pro. Now both of these devices do have 2x zoom, but Vivo v29 Pro has a telephoto lens which is capable of 2x optical zoom, while Honor 90 is a digital zoom with the crop lens on the 200 megapixel sensor. But here you can see that the Honor 90's 200 megapixel cropped image looks better than the telephoto lens of the Vivo v29 Pro. Now moving on to the ultra wide angle camera. Here you can see that the Vivo v29 Pro has 8 megapixel, while the Honor 90 has 12 megapixel, and this is much more evident. The Honor 90's images have more details and sharpness levels, and colors are also more natural looking, while Vivo v29 Pro is not that great. This is evident when you zoom into the pictures, and in terms of ultra wide angle camera, the Honor 90 takes the lead here. Next, let's move on to the close-up images. So once again, you can see here both produces pretty much good details, but one thing what we notice is that the close-up images details are slightly better on the Honor 90, but not by a huge margin. But colors looks quite similar. The Vivo v29 Pro is slightly warmer tone, while the Honor 90 is slightly on the cooler tone. But both of these devices did produce quite good close-up images. And the advantage with the Honor 90 is that it has a macro sensor, while the Vivo v29 Pro misses out on that. So that was the difference enhances. Now let's move on to the portraits. Now this is one area where both these devices does a pretty good job here, but we felt that the skin tones are slightly better on the Honor 90. Now the Vivo's algorithm is also pretty good. Again, colors are quite good and richer tones, but then if you look at the shirt color and the skin tones, we feel that the Honor 90 has produced it slightly better. Especially Vivo V29 Pro has this slightly whitening effect, especially with bright sunlight. You can see that the skin tones are not very natural looking. But the good thing about the Vivo V29 Pro is that it has a lot more versatile options available with the portraits, including the aura lighting options. So you can take portraits in the low light with a lot of light effects as well. So that's one advantage with the Vivo V29 Pro. Next, let's move on to the low light capture. So in indoor lighting conditions, so here you can see that once again quite good and similar, but once again sharpness levels are pretty much evident and better on the Honor 90, and you can see that the images are more realistic. Again, the Vivo V29 Pro has this slightly higher exposure levels, and as a result the low light images doesn't look like real low light. In this image you can see that the colors are more accurate and really well depicted on the Honor 90 compared to the Vivo V29 Pro. Now moving on to the extreme low light. So here you can see that the sky colors are rendered perfectly well with the Honor 90, while the Vivo V29 Pro has this saturation issues, and the colors for the sky are a lot bluish in nature, but in the reality it is not that blue, and Honor 90 does a better job here in terms of the low light experience. Especially the sky colors are a lot better and natural looking on the Honor 90 compared to the saturated or boosted colors on the Vivo V29 Pro. The sharpness levels is quite good on both the phones, so both are pretty good in terms of low light experience. Now next, let's move on to the selfie camera. Now both the cameras are pretty good in terms of selfie experience. The dynamic range, the sharpness levels are quite good. The skin tones are slightly different. Again, not a major difference. Honor 90 has slightly saturated or vivid skin tones, but Vivo V29 Pro has a bit more realistic tones. But again, selfies are more of a personal choice. So which of these selfies do you think is the better choice? Again, we'll leave it to your viewers to decide which selfies do you like. But both of them produces pretty much a good selfie camera, good dynamic range, and even the portrait selfies also came out pretty good on both the devices, with edge detection being quite similar on both the phones. So those were the portrait selfies taken with these two devices. Let's move on to the video recording. Now the Vivo V29 Pro takes videos in 4K 60fps, while the Honor 90 is limited to 4K 30fps. Now both of these have stabilization. Honor 90 does not have OIS, but it still manages to do a pretty good job with video recording. Now both the videos are quite similar, colors are also quite similar. Honor 90 is slightly contrasty, but Vivo V29 Pro is slightly vivid and brighter. But both of these devices does a quite good job with video recording. So this is the 4K 30fps video taken using the Vivo V29 Pro. Now Vivo has advantage that it can record videos even in 4K 60fps and also 1080p 30 and 60fps. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output. So this is the video recording taken using the Honor 90. So this camera can take 4K videos at 30 fps using the selfie camera. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from this video recording. So that is a camera comparison of the Honor 90 and the Vivo V29 Pro. Now summing up, which one should you buy? It's a really tough job out there. But some things we'll just list out the pros and cons. Now if you look at the color quality, then the Honor 90 is definitely the better option. But if you are a person who likes a lot of vivid and saturated images for social sharing, Vivo won't disappoint in that aspect. But if you look at the sharpness levels, the Vivo V29 Pro, even with the 50 megapixel camera, was able to produce slightly lesser noise and sharper detail than the 200 megapixel sensor on the Honor 90. But Honor 90's ultra wide was much better than the Vivo V29 Pro, and even the telephoto lens, the 2x crop on the 200 megapixel camera was better than the actual telephoto on the Vivo V29 Pro, which is a 12 megapixel shooter. So the cropped image from the 200 megapixel, that's a 2x zoom, produces better results than the Vivo V29 Pro. Now the advantage with the Honor 90 is that it can take macros using the 12 megapixel shooter, which the Vivo V29 Pro is not capable of. So that's one advantage. But then you get this 2x telephoto. That's something which the Honor 90 Honor 90 does not have, but you do get the 2x zoom using the 200 megapixel camera. So that's the primary thing. Then portraits, it's a tough job deciding which portrait looks better. The Vivo is more versatile in nature because you get a lot of options in terms of portraits with aura lighting. You also get this aura lighting where you can customize the portraits for night photography. A lot of things are there, but portrait quality was slightly better, I would say, on the Honor 90. But again, a personal choice, which one do you like? Honor 90 has more realistic and more natural looking portraits compared to the Vivo V29 Pro. Now, in terms of low light experience, both does a pretty good job. Even without the OIS, the Honor 90 produces excellent low light images. The colors are more natural here, while the colors are a bit boosted on the Vivo V29 Pro. Now, selfies both did a quite good job, but colors are a bit boosted on the Honor 90, while it's more natural on the Vivo V29 Pro. So it's a mix and match of pros and cons on both the devices. Video recording, both of them look pretty good. Now, advantage is that you can record 4K 60 FPS using front and rear cameras on the Vivo V29 Pro. That's an advantage, while here you can get only 4K 30 FPS, but nevertheless 4K is available for both the rear and the front cameras on both the devices. So which one to buy? That's an extremely tough job. If I were to pick, probably I would be leaning to the Honor 90 by a slight margin, because it's a slightly better color quality and there's also macro abilities. Even with the 12 megapixel shooter, it does a pretty good job with ultra wide, while the telephoto is the advantage. But again, portraits, even though Vivo is known for great portraits, I personally like the portraits on the Honor 90. So that was my observation of these two devices in terms of camera performance and also the camera output. So which one did you like? So what is your pick about these two devices? Do let us know in the comment section. This is Nirmal signing off with the camera review of the Honor 90 and the Vivo V29 Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.